everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'm starting off with a spread for my reading journal, but actually I have a little surprise in today's video. I made a new deco kit to share with all of you. So for each spread that I make for today's video, I'm going to incorporate it, but I'll talk about that a little bit more later. This first spread is for a blmanga I read called The Hedgehog and the Shades. I've been wanting to read this manga for so long. I think I was talking about it sometime around last year because I read another work by this mangaka, and I was just saying how like none of the rest of her work is really properly translated, but finally the scan team that was working so hard on this is finished with volume 1. Oh yeah, I forgot to say this is volume 1. So the story is about Akashi. He's the dark-haired one. He works at a PC cafe and he has this vibe of being like very cool, you know, maybe kind of like a bad boy or something. But actually, in reality, he is so timid, he is so scared, he's kind of anxious around other people. He used to get bullied as a child for being kind of timid. So now he just tries to project this air of being cool, but it makes people have, of course, a negative impression of him, especially in combination with him being so quiet because he's scared to talk to other people. And at his job, his team leader, who's named Kage, he is kind of like the exact opposite. He is just so like glowing, so golden, so friendly, so outgoing, very prince-like, handsome, really helpful, really kind, really nice, like literally the exact opposite of Akashi. And Akashi really appreciates it because already his coworkers are kind of talking about him. They're like, oh, I heard rumors that he did this and that he's a bad person, that he's a player. So his coworkers are kind of staying away from him as it is, but Kage really like takes him under his wing and is being so kind and sweet and helpful to him. And then one day, Akashi hears, again, his coworkers talking about him, and they're like, oh yeah, these rumors that we're talking about, I heard them from Kage. And Akashi is like, what? This guy who's been so kind and so sweet and so nice to him, he's been spreading the false bad rumors about him? It's the kind of thing where it's like, you know, they're opposites on the outside. Akashi is the one who looks mean, looks devilish, but he's a little sweet baby angel on the inside. And then Kage is the opposite. He looks like an angel, but is the devil in disguise. Actually, when this manga starts out, it has this vibe of being kind of like psychological thriller-ish, but it's really not like that at all. I would say it's definitely more of like a comedy than anything else. It's mostly just about the two of them getting to know each other after Akashi realizes Kage has been doing all of this because he likes him, which is crazy to isolate the person you like away from everyone else. That's kind of a crazy thing to do. Honestly, not a lot has happened so far in the story. We really don't know that much about Kage. He definitely is having some issues with his parents that I'm assuming are going to come up in the second volume. But yeah, they're just still getting to know each other. The reason why I feel like I said this before when I was talking about this author, I just love her art style. It has sort of like a manhwa style, I feel like a bit. It's like the lines are a bit more simple. Is that what I want to say? Like just a bit more like clean, if that makes sense. So that's always really nice to see. And then I think also the standout of this one is Akashi has this little character that he likes. It's a hedgehog without any quills, which is so funny. And that character pops up all the time. It is so cute. Like sometimes it's a stand-in for Akashi himself. And then sometimes it's just like, it's reacting alongside of him. It's so cute. That's another thing Akashi is kind of insecure about because he really likes collecting that character. There's really not much else to say about it. It's a good start to a story. I can't wait to see where it goes. I feel like Akashi is one of my favorite main characters I've read recently. Like he's just, there's something relatable about him. He's so precious. And I just really love the art style. And like I said before, I'd really been wanting to read this for so long. So I'm glad I finally got to. Oh, and also, so the new things from the deco kit that I used in this spread, the brown and green polka dot clovers. I wanted the deco kit to have some green in it, but not be too like St. Patrick's Day-ish, like not too much. And then also the green and brown like polka dot memo that I used as a layering piece. And then of course the stickers with the cow emoji faces. Oh my gosh. If you watch my videos, then you know how frequently I use those. So of course I had to make some more for this deco kit too. I definitely recommend reading this manga though. It feels like it's at the beginning stages of the story. Like really nothing has happened almost in the story yet. So like I was saying, I'm interested to see where it goes. And like, it's not explicit or anything because like nothing has happened yet really. Like they're really just starting to get to know each other. So actually I hope that this is a longer series, but maybe it's only the 2 volumes. I don't know. The author definitely does a really great job at rom-com sort of stories though. She's really funny. The next spread I'm making is also for my reading journal, and I actually kind of don't like how the spread turned out, which is unfortunate because I really liked the manga that I read. So this spread is for a manga called A Lover's Contract. It's about these 2 men who work at the same company. They don't do like the same sort of work, but they just work at the same company. And the way the story starts is one day, the main character, Yanaka, I've forgotten his first name, but they mostly call each other by their last names the whole story anyway. But Yanaka is leaving work, and there is this girl, this fellow employee, who keeps asking him out. Essentially, he's tried to turn her down so many times, like to the point that like he's had to get HR involved because this girl really will not leave him alone. And so, feeling kind of frustrated at this and wanting to get out of the situation, he grabs one of his coworkers who's coming out of the office and is like, well, actually, this guy is my boyfriend, so I can't go out with you because yeah, I have a boyfriend and it's him. That's of course the male lead, Moriyama, and honestly it wouldn't have been such a big deal except some other employees overheard them. They saw that whole little situation and they're like the biggest gossips at the office, and so it's like, oh, everyone's gonna know about us. I guess we have to actually fake date. And also, Moriyama is not just some random coworker. He and Yanaka knew each other back in college, so they're friends, but not really. They used to be friends when they were in college, but you know, you get to be an adult and you just drift away from people. So they haven't really spoken that much after college, but they do know each other. So even though this is still a massive favor, it's not like they're complete strangers. And Moriyama is like, fine, we can fake date. And Yanaka is like, you know, I will do anything, like name your price, like whatever you need, whatever favor, like I got you. And Moriyama's like, oh, anything? And Yanaka's like, yeah. And so then they end up at a love hotel. Like, oh, it was that sort of favor. Oh, okay. So then you end up with this story that's fake dating, but also real friends with benefits, which turns into friends to lovers. I was truly so excited to read this. I've been wanting to read it since last year. I can't remember when I was going to read this, but like I have been putting it off until like it wasn't like anything like seasonal about it, but I've just been putting it off until I was like, you know what, for March, because March is my birthday month, I wanted to fill it with stories that I felt like I would love or have been wanting to read. Honestly, it might have been even better than my expectations because Moriyama, that's why this spread probably looks the way that it does. Not that this spread looks bad necessarily, but I couldn't give up those 2 screenshots of Moriyama. I was like, I have to put them in the spread, like no matter what, no matter the cost. I just think they kind of created like awkward spaces, like the placement of them. But you know, I was like, whatever. Like Moriyama in his lab coat, hello. I feel like that's so underrated in a story. Like you'll see people be doctors in stories, but like where, like I don't even know what Moriyama's doing in that lab. Zero clue. But I love his lab coat. And then the other one when he's wet is from before he cuts his hair. I felt like he looked gorgeous as well. Per usual, I'm in awe of mangaka's talents. Like what beautiful characters they both are actually. I really, really enjoyed this. I'm so happy that I finally got around to reading it. And also there is a sequel. I hope that it also gets officially translated into English. That would be nice. But I'm definitely going to read the Scan Team's translation of it once it's done. I literally cannot wait. So for this spread, the things that I use from the deco kit are the backgrounds that like juicy. That's the only word I feel like I can use to describe it. Like that pink polka dot background. I just love that specific shade of pink, or the 2 shades of pink together, almost red. Like I really, really like that. And then the like very pale green stripe background. I think that again is so cute. They're so strawberry together, you know? That's such a strawberry color to me. I thought about making the green for this deco kit kind of mint green, but I felt like I could find so many other like mint green backgrounds, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want this like lighter yellowy green. So anyway, the backgrounds, and then also there is a clover that is the same green and white stripes. The green is almost too light. Like you almost kind of can't see it. And then of course the Calmoji stickers, because I love putting them in every spread. But yes, I loved A Lover's Contract. The 2 of them together, the chemistry was crazy. Moriyama was so like gentle and patient and romantic. They both seem genuinely so happy together, which is why I'm excited to read the sequel. Like I feel like I want to see, you know, them as like a proper couple. The last spread that I'm making in today's video is sort of like a demo spread. I usually try to do one every time I make a new deco kit where I show off everything. This is not everything from the deco kit, but it's like a mixture of all of the different colors that are in the deco kit, if that makes sense. Oh, also I just realized I forgot in my first spread for the hedgehog and the shades that I forgot to mention that the brown and white polka dot background was also part of the deco kit. Oh no. Anyway, it's okay. Now you're hearing it now. So for this deco kit, there are 4 polka dot backgrounds. There's the pink colors, there's yellow and blue. I feel like I use this one background from Pinterest all the time that has that same yellow and blue color palette. And I was like, I use this so much, and I wish that one wasn't so like low quality. So I decided, let me make one myself since I love this color palette so much. And then there's also brown and white. And then there is the like light green and brown together. I also have a green and white striped one that I just used in my last spread. And then there are 4 memos. 3 of them are just like a solid color with like a polka dot border. So there's a green and brown one, a pink one, a yellow and blue one. And then the last one is the one that I'm using in this spread, which is just a white background with a green clover. When I was making the clover, I wanted it to be kind of chunky. Like I like when clovers have that like heart shape. I think that's really cute too, but I wanted it to be a little bit chunkier. I don't know how else to describe it. It's kind of a chunky clover. And then there are 6 clover stickers. There's a plain green, a pink one, a green and white striped one, a yellow and blue one, a brown and white one, and then a green and brown one. This kit feels so empty without a panda. Like I can't believe I didn't make a single one of my pandas. Maybe I will. Maybe before this video comes out, if I have time, maybe I can squeeze in a panda. It just feels wrong to have a new deco kit without a new panda. But then of course the other stickers are the little cow emoji ones, which I've been talking about this whole video. And yeah, that is the new Clover deco kit. I feel like that's a pretty simple name. I think I'm just gonna call it that, my Clover deco kit. The link to the Google Drive folder will be in the description box, of course, as always. I just wanted to make a little birthday present from me to you, for my birthday, for you. I feel like I said this last year too. Speaking of my birthday, the spread that I'm making right now is kind of a like me right now, who I am right now, the things I'm loving, things I'm hating. Before I turn a new age, it's just fun to look back at this kind of stuff. This is honestly mostly stuff that I hate because fortunately, yes, fortunately, I'm a hater. I know so many people are like, oh my gosh, I hate all the negativity, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I kind of love it. I love it. Sometimes it's just the most like mundane things that get under your skin. And I think that's so funny. I think that's very human actually. I'll read you my list and maybe we can discuss. My first thing is performatively being offline. I feel like I've kind of been talking about this on my channel that I would actually like to be more online. I think it's kind of ridiculous because it's like, if you're offline, why are you online talking about how you're so offline? Like the whole like analog thing, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not addicted to my phone. Like I actually have to carve out time to be like, I would like to get on Twitter and scroll for 2 hours. And maybe it's I don't use TikTok. I've never had a TikTok. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's like the things I'm consuming are not melting my brain. Like I actually feel like they're enriching my life, but I'm just so sick of like, honestly, it's so funny. It's like dystopian. Influencers trying to sell you things to be offline while they're not offline themselves. Wow. My second thing, ooh, and I know some of y'all have probably seen this, Fujoshi Discourse by Non-Fujoshis. This all goes back to Heated Rivalry, that terrible, 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 awful show. It has created this. It has created the space we're in right now. I saw Mina Lay actually make a video about it the other day and I couldn't even watch it because I'm sure she said something smart, but I couldn't even watch it. I was just reading the comments and like, oh my gosh, seeing some of the comments be like, well, of course women want to see 2 men. I don't know why I'm using this voice. Like, of course women want to see 2 men kissing each other. Like, they're attracted to men, like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, leave me out of this. Also, like, are the Fujoshis in the room with us? You mean the Heated Rivalry watchers? 2 separate groups of people. I mean, there's like a Venn diagram. They can overlap, but just the fact that such a terrible show has caused so much discourse by people, like they're just throwing the word Fujoshi around. Like, oh my gosh, nothing means anything anymore. It really doesn't. My next thing is lady beetles. I don't really have much else to say. They are not ladybugs. They're not helping the environment the way ladybugs are. They want to be inside of my house so badly and I have to keep killing them. Like, I feel like almost every day I've just been fighting for my life against the lady beetles. I hate them so much. I hope they go extinct, actually. Next, this is very personal to me, but I feel like maybe it's a good PSA. I was using too many skincare products that had niacinamide in them, and so I guess it was just like too high of a concentration of it, and it has like ruined my skin. Like I had a very negative reaction to it, and my face is so itchy now, and it's been like this for like a week, 2 weeks, and I genuinely don't know what to do anymore. I'm like, did I damage my skin barrier permanently? Like, I don't know, it's scary. So anyway, PSA, maybe don't use too much niacinamide. The next thing is also very personal to me, and again, I'm a hater. It's people who are new porch goose owners. I know you're like, Sheree, what the hell? I'm so serious. People who have recently purchased porch geese. If you've never seen a porch goose, you can just Google it real quick. They're cute little geese. My family has had our porch goose since before I was born. Like she's an auntie to me. She's actually probably more like an auntie to me. Her name is Goosey. I love her dearly. And my grandma used to have like custom made clothing for her. My grandma used to have a business card, I hope I still have it actually, of a woman who made the porch geese clothing for her, like custom. Unlike this new generation of porch geese owners, they're all, you know, mass manufactured. Everyone's got the same outfit because they're all from Amazon probably, or like Hobby Lobby, wherever. You would think I would be happy that people have porch geese, but I'm just like disgusted by it. I don't know why. I'm like, Goosey, I don't know. Goosey's so beautiful and like custom made, and like she's bigger. She can't even fit into the Amazon clothing because like she's custom. Anyway, now that this spread is finished, we can go put all the spreads that I made today into my digital journals. I made a little mini list of things that I wanted to tell you at the end of today's video. And the first thing is that I did make the panda stickers for the deco kit. And when I was looking at them yesterday, because yesterday is when I was making them, well, it'll be probably like 3 days ago for you by the time you're watching this, I was like, why do they look kind of off? And I realized I forgot their ribbons. I forgot my little pandas ribbons. So they're ribbonless pandas, please forgive me. But now there are 2 panda stickers in the deco kit. It just did not feel right to release a deco kit without the pandas. And speaking of the deco kit, the next thing I wanted to tell you was that my birthday has in fact passed. So I am now older. I actually recorded this outro last week along with the rest of the video, and I'm now having to re-record it because I was being so just like bratty. I don't know what other word to use. Like I was being so negative about my birthday. I was just very upset about it because I didn't really have plans, but I sort of had plans, but they got derailed. Like my plans honestly just involved me going to go get French fries. Like it really was not a big deal, but I was being so negative about it. I was like, how come your birthday is not about you? And I do stand by that. I do think other people make your birthday about them as opposed to what you want to do and what you'd like, but whatever. I ended up having a good day, which I'll talk about in my next video anyway, don't worry. But the last thing I wanted to mention is that there's this BL that came out on Legend, and I have been so interested in it for I don't know how long because I would always see the author's tweets whenever she would post a new chapter, and it's called 10 Years, and I just wanted to say that I feel like it looks promising. Like I feel like if you like the same sorts of stories as me, a little moody, a little atmospheric, a little different, yeah, it's looking promising. I've only read a couple chapters, but it's looking promising. I think that's everything I wanted to tell you though. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Everything I used in today's spreads will be in my Pinterest board. The link to that is in the description box, along with the links to all of my other social media accounts, as well as the links to all of the Google Drive folders for all of my journal deco kits, including the new Clover deco kit. If you have any questions, please let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.